We've learned how to create custom components, but so far we've only been able to create a blank entity and add components manually. Users can create their own custom entities called prototypes. These can then be instantiated in the editor, in code, and automatically saved for reuse between programming sessions. The first step is to create a class inheriting from entity, called StrobeLight. Like components and systems, we're going to copy and modify the entity template file. Users can define how a prototype responds to various events in the program. These methods are provided, we just need to fill in the details. Our strobe light will simply change its color randomly once per update. To do this, we simply fill in the onUpdate method. This will be called automatically once per update. Now that we've made the class, it's time to create a prototype. Open up the editor and go to the Entity Prototype editor. Here we can view, modify, create, and delete prototypes. Like the Entity panel, the text boxes on the Prototype panel will display help text. Open shows the already existing prototypes. As we can see, our defaults are there. Let's open a prototype. The Prototype panel contains an Entity panel showing the currently opened prototype. Don't worry about accidentally deleting a prototype, the editor will ask you for confirmation. Let's make a prototype for our strobe light entity. Click on New, and the help text will display all class names in the program which inherit from entity. Type in strobe light and press enter. A prototype comes up with spatial and texture renderer components. We don't want a texture, so we're going to replace that component with a rectangle renderer. And then press save. If we click on open, we can see that strobe light has now been saved as a prototype. Open the entity editor, and we can now see that the strobe light is an entity type that we can instantiate. If we place one in the scene and click on it, we can see the entity panel will tell us what kind of prototype it is. Let's put a few in the scene, play, and we should be able to see a number of strobing rectangles.